Hi, my name is Jet and welcome back to another video. Today, I thought it'd be really fun to kind of give my Rhapadaphora tetrasperma a little bit of a makeover or a little bit of a redo. I spent the majority of my morning, late afternoon, kind of just going through and just spending a little bit of extra time with everything in my house. I've been trying to make it a goal where once a month I take stuff to the sink or take it to the tub, whatever's easier, and kind of just give it a little bit of more TLC than just watering it or fertilizing and things of that nature. And today was that day and it felt really good. It was really nice to go through and kind of see. You really don't notice what's going on until you get a little bit more up close, and there's a lot of things that I noticed. Really good stuff, a lot of new growth, which is always exciting across a lot of the plants in my space in here and through there. Sorry, Blue has his little scratching post, and so you might hear him scratch. I went through and trimmed back a lot of different things and kind of was just planning out and thinking about what I want to do. I repotted a couple stuff and readjust a couple of things, and I have a lot more stuff I want to do now, but I don't think I want to do it today because I'm kind of tired. I think I'm going to focus most of my time though on my Rhapadaphora tetrasperma, and I'll kind of go into more detail of why I want to do this and what is going on in my head, because I love the plant. I've been hating how it looks for a hot minute, a really long time. I really didn't know what to do, and some stuff happened and now my head is shifting like crazy, so I kind of want to just jump on it now while it's there and just kind of see if my idea can maybe come to life in the future. It's the thing with plants, you plan stuff out and you get it all set up and you can kind of just hope, especially for me because I just don't know if there's going to be enough light. But I'm just starting to ramble on. I might as well just kind of get to it and show y'all and kind of talk about the plant in general and what's going on with it. So let's go and check that out. So here is my Rhapadaphora tetrasperma right here. I have it on this homemade moss pole. It's very big. This is one of the first ones that I did on my own. I made it originally out of chicken wire fence and just sphagnum moss and zip ties, so it wasn't really anything super crazy. Pretty normal stuff, I would say. I know a lot of people will use the plastic mesh. It's just at the time I couldn't find it, so I just used that, and I never had rust issues. A lot of people apparently have rust issues, so that's one reason why if you do decide to make your own, that might be better. But I originally got this in a little 4-inch, and when I got it, it had maybe 2 or 3 leaves on it. And so it has grown quite a lot, and I really do love this plant to death. You can kind of see, oh, it got caught in that monstera, but the growth is pretty substantial. So you can kind of see it hanging down from there. And that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I don't want to move this to a bigger pole. That's the reason why it's just kind of dangling and just doing its thing. It wasn't something that I really wanted to do long-term wise. So I've been on the fence and I was kind of thinking oh, maybe I will pin it against the wall and do something like that. But I didn't want to until I found a good pot for this one, a forever pot, or not forever pot, but you know what I mean, a more decorative one. I don't know when I'm gonna get another pot that I'm gonna for this, and I really don't wanna wait any longer. And another reason what's really jumped me to do this is the new growth. So like I mentioned, it broke off on the top one time after it fell over and snapped. And I've been waiting to see where the new growth was gonna come off of, and I assumed it'd be something here, but I'm assuming since this has been way more stable, it finally decided to push out there. And now this is kind of where I'm at and why I kind of want to do what I've been mentioning. So I am on the fence though. I am going to just completely take this off of the moss pole, which I'm slightly nervous because some of the older roots really have grown into this. I had it in the greenhouse cabinet. It was super small, so it fit at the time. That was where it was, and now I'm realizing oh, this might cause more damage than I'm expecting, but let's hope not. I want to take it all down, and now I'm on the fence. I either want to see about pinning this side over here and having it do a cool little curve and make it look kind of cute, and then start this one to go out that way, or if I want to have one going up and then curve. I feel like I have a ton of ideas and I am not sure what to go with, but I think I just need to start somewhere and then kind of wing it from there and get it going in that sense. So I'm gonna take it off the pole. And then we're going to get some of the little wall hook attachments, start attaching it, and kind of just go with the flow. But I want this to be very like simple, very, I don't want to say elegant because I don't think elegant is a proper word for what I'm going for, but I want it to just be very simple and very like kind of like, oh, that's so pretty. Like, wow, like I really love how simple but grown out it is. I see a lot of like Rhapadaphora tetraspermas and just a lot of other plants that get really bushy and they're all crazy and they're grown out in the spots that they're in. And I think it's super stunning, but I don't know, something simple, just kind of going against this blank wall up here, I think would be really nice. So that's what we're gonna do. I haven't decided where I'm gonna take this all apart because this is gonna be a mess. So we're gonna go find a good spot. Here it is in all of its glory. It has just been hanging like this for months and months and months. So it's kind of been on my nerves. I would kind of push it against the wall and it would hold itself up for a while, which was nice, but it's just not cutting it anymore. It's time to do something. I want to say that this one has been in my collection for probably a little over a year now. I generally think it would have grown so much nicer and bigger and better if I would have maintained it better than what I did originally for it, but I'm still pretty happy. There's some gaps and empty little spots, but it has character, you know, it is what it is. I got me some scissors and I got my little mister because I think I might miss around some of the general areas where the aerial roots are really grown in to see if maybe that might help, because this is going to be a pretty big plant, or not big. I mean, yes, big, but not in the way I think I'm expecting. I cut off all the strings that have been holding it up, and now we're at the point where it's just like the actual aerial root. I know the only reason why this actually grew the way it did was because it was in a little greenhouse cabinet. The roots were really able to just thrive and really grow, which was so cool to see, but now I'm over here like, oh my God, now that I wanna take this down, this is gonna be an absolute pain. I don't wanna destroy them, but I also might be a little bit more rough. Because in all honesty, I don't know how else to do it other than being kind of rough. First one's good. Oh man, I did not see all of these on the side here. Yeah. I don't know if the missing's gonna help, but hey, we can hope, right? Ooh, I am tugging so much harder than I want to be. Oh, did we get it? Or did I shred it? Oh, okay, I got it. Okay, nice. Sorry. Ooh, yeah, that was that one was dry. It's okay though. Oh, I love the aerial roots so much. Oh, okay. Well, I think we made it. Now, my other worry is that there are probably roots growing into this, since this is kind of in the bottom area and it seems pretty, ooh, yeah. Oh, I didn't like that, but it's okay. The moss pool has been separated. I'm gonna be real, that wasn't that messy. I was expecting it to be so much worse because it typically is, but oh, look at those juicy roots. Ah, this thing really was peaking when it was inside that little greenhouse, but it's still been doing good. And like now that the seasons are changing, I get a lot more light from my west facing windows. Like the light really comes in, and so it's going to hit the majority of this wall for a couple of hours, which I think is gonna be more than enough. I don't think I'm gonna repot it or do anything crazy. I already feel like taking out the roots like this was enough. But I am going to go get some clips. I'm gonna get it kind of set up. I'm probably gonna clip the first couple bottom ones, and then I'll start deciding how I wanna go from there overall. But yeah, it looks so good. I'm so excited. I realized if I started to pin this, there was no stopping. So I just put the camera back far. I hope it's okay and you'll be able to see enough. I already have it all kind of laid out here. I have my little plant clips. These are the same ones that I used for my philodendron micans that I pinned up against that brick on my other side of the wall. These seem to work pretty well, at least on the brick, so I feel like they have to do pretty decent on like just normal wall. I'm gonna get started. I want to pin, oh, the leaves have been, this might be a pain. The leaves keep hitting my little HomePod speaker, so they keep accidentally going off. I will have to be careful about watering just because it is hanging off a little bit, but it's pressed up against the wall. I think it'll be okay. I think I'm overthinking right now. We have that set up there, and I'm just gonna keep slowly just moving my way up. Move the camera over just so you can see a little bit better. I have 2 of the notches, or like the little wall clips down right here. I think I'm gonna do maybe 1 more. I'm trying to decide. I think I'm gonna do one right here. And then I don't know if I'm gonna go any lower or if I'm content with how it looks. I like the look of the arrow roots really pushing against the walls, and it helps kind of push the leaves out, and hopefully they'll kind of turn a little bit more as well. Ooh, do I want to do another one? I think I like how it is. Also, as I'm doing this, like I'm kind of winging it, like I said. I think I like it going more straight up, so I think I actually might push it to angle up more that way. So I'm gonna undo this one for now. Oh no! This is what I get. This is what I get. I knew leaning it up like that was not gonna work out. Doesn't matter what you're doing with your plants. It's like one of those things where like soil will get on the floor or get on your stuff somehow. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna move this out of the way. 1, just so it doesn't fall over again, and 2, just so I can kind of get a better idea. I'm wondering if I want to have this curve more upwards like this, which I kind of like having it curve out a little bit more, and then this new growth will start, and then I can kind of press it up that way. I think I'm gonna go for more of like to the left side, and then we'll kind of see from there. Let me get all that pinned up, and then we'll come back and look at it in full and kind of see how we feel. Here it is. So this is where I am at, and I know it's simple and I know it's nothing like psychotically crazy, but I really like it. I feel like there is so much more space here, but at the same time that space is being used in a very fun and interesting way. You can definitely see the details of all the leaves. I love seeing the stem against the wall and it just kind of cascading over. It's not overwhelming by any means. And then just seeing this, like if I could just get it to curl off just a little bit over, I think it's gonna look really good. And just also not having this huge moss pole taking up this space. I know people really enjoy them, and I know moss poles are extremely beneficial and they can really help your plant thrive and grow, especially if you are someone hunting to get bigger leaves in general. But they're kind of ugly. Like we can just say that. Like I think we can just have that conversation. Like they're really ugly, like in the most nicest way possible. That was one of my OG ones and it was really big. And I have some other ones like my philodendron painted lady, my iridescence. That one is also one of those ones where it's on a moss pole, but it's a lot thinner and it's not so jarring. Either way, I just really like how this one looks. I think I get enough light where I can get it to grow and thrive and look good. My only thing right now is that I really want to find a pot for it, and I actually feel not too stressed. I have time to make a decision. If I find a really good one, I'll throw it in there. But as long as nothing really like attaches, which I don't want anything attached to the wall, I'm renting, but as long as nothing like really grows into the space too much, I don't think it would be too hard to take off some of those bottom ones and kind of like zhuzh it all together and put it in a new pot. So that's kind of making me feel a lot better with my choice. And like I said, I think just in general it looks so cool and it looks so nice, so I'm pretty happy with it. I think it has a lot of character, and I really think in a little while it's gonna really thrive. I am bummed out, like I said, there's a couple of like sparse areas that I wish there was some more leaves on, but I'm okay with it. It's a part of just owning a plant. You know, nothing's ever gonna be exactly perfect unless I really spend the time to make that happen, and I don't have the time to make 60 to 70 plus plants all perfect, you know? I don't think, well, I shouldn't say anyone does, because someone might, but either way, I'm rambling. But that is gonna be the finished look overall. And like I said, time will tell. We'll see how it goes. If I don't really like it, I might mix it up and try something else, but I know I'm not going back to a moss pole. I think I'm content. I won't say I won't ever use moss poles again or make them again. I think I'm just gonna be very specific on what I use for moss poles and what plants get moss poles, if that makes sense. But yeah, I was just gonna do the Rhapadaphora tetrasperma, but screw it, I'm gonna try something new today. I have seen a lot of people like online, specifically on like TikTok and stuff, of like no drainage type setups, like using glass containers. And I have this spare one, and I've straight up just been putting this alocasia like this for the time being. Not for any specific reason, but I'm kind of staring at it, and now I'm just like, you know what? I kind of want to try what I've seen online. I don't know if there's anything specific to it. I don't know what I'm doing is proper. I should have double checked, but this is very impulsive. And if I don't do it now, I probably won't do it for at least another like 3 weeks. So why not just go for it, right? So I have this alocasia fry deck here. I know this alocasia fry deck is, I believe, technically the variegated name for this one. And I always forget the common name. At least I think so. I could be completely wrong, but this is the plant. It's kind of gone through hell, if I'm being real. It went through a really bad case of spider mites. This new leaf just came out and I don't see them on here at all. So I'm finally feeling a little bit more confident. I see spider mite like damage, but no spider mites. So I think I finally got this one set up in a good way. So this is what we're gonna be using. I know alocasias like to stay more moist anyway, so maybe this will be like a good happy medium for it. I don't know, we're gonna find out. But here is the glass vase. Sorry if you're my cat, he's screaming. But here's the glass vase. I have that here, and then I have just some like leca that I got from IKEA. I haven't really messed too much with leca. This is gonna be the second time of me like using it in any type of form, other than just putting it in like the little glass that I had for my philodendron tortum cutting. It's growing like crazy ever since I did it, so I don't know if that was a leca or just it decided it wanted to grow, but either way. I've had this forever. Like I said, it was fighting spider mites. I've kind of just been about it. I think the spider mites are gone. I moved it to a lot better of a light space, and it's been growing and reaching like crazy. This is why this one's doing some funky stuff right now. So I think this would be a prime time to maybe mix it up and change some stuff around. So let's go for it, right? This is going to be the final situation. I'm excited. It's something different. I know it's not anything crazy. I just, like I said, have leca on the bottom. It's probably about like an inch of leca or so. And then I just use my typical soil mix above. I went through this. Alocasia didn't really have any corms. I saw maybe 2 or 3 like, oh, I don't know if they were corms or if they were just kind of growing out of the bottom area. But I saw 2 or 3 little bulbs, and they were just so close to the middle of the like root ball that I just wasn't gonna touch them. I'm okay if they come out and kind of grow out a little bit more. I am not gonna cut this leaf off. I took off the other one because I accidentally bent it, and I'm probably gonna snap off this one because it's kind of goofy looking. And I'm just gonna have these 3 up here. I'll probably face it, if this was the window, I'll probably face it this way in hopes that I can get it to kind of turn around and maybe stand up a little bit more, but I don't know. Either way, I'm excited. I hope this actually might help it out. Like I said, I know alocasia like to stay a little bit more moist, so maybe something like this might be a really good middle ground for it. I'm not too sure yet, so we're gonna find out together. That is going to be it for today's video. I appreciate you so much for watching and hanging out. Let me know what you think about the alocasia. If you do something similar like that, this is the first time I've ever done a non-draining kind of not self-watering, but you know what you're picking up what I'm putting down, right? Like something a little bit different than what I normally do. And one, I'm hoping it helps, but 2, I think it looks really cool. But also, like, let me know what you think of the Rhapadaphora tetrasperma. I've been wanting to do that freaking forever, and I'm so happy I finally committed. I hope I find a pot soon. I think I'll love it 10 times more if I do, and I've even thought about taking some of the pots over here and like switching them around and stuff, but I was like, no, like I'm not gonna stress about it. When it's right, it's right, I know it, so I'm just gonna hold back there. But if you did like the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It helps a ton. Leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, share it with another friend you think might enjoy something like this. And yeah, other than that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and night, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Later.